I bought this little Fiat 500. It's a 1959 model. Bought it as a restoration project. The guy who had it had it as a parts car. It had been sitting for a long while. I think he'd had it probably close to 20 years. It spent 10 of those years under a tarp and the last several years under a lean-to on the side of his workshop. He hadn't stripped too many parts off it though. It was missing the passenger seat, only had one seat, but largely complete and intact. And it's one of the first series. It's a 1959 N or Nuovo model. They made these things from 57 through to 75. During that time, I think they made millions of them. But the first models, the N model, is very different from the others in a lot of ways, apparently. It's a suicide door model, and what I've done so far with it is I've completely dismantled the car. I've put all of the parts in bags labelled with where they came from, sorted them into some tubs, and they're all up on my mezzanine. The engine and transmission assembly you can see over there. Took about 40 minutes to drop the engine and gearbox out of it. Very simple, basic little car. And I've mounted it on a rotisserie just to ease the access. Welded a little bit of bracing inside just to hold its shape while it's on the rotisserie, and particularly because I'm going to have to take the sills out of it. It needs the floor pans. As you can see, the floors are pretty bad. And the sills are pretty much completely rotted away. So it needs the floor pans replaced. It needs the inner and outer sill panels replaced. This side, the bodywork is pretty good. A few little dents. The other side, as you can see, I've already cut the quarter panel off. It had taken a big hit in the wheel arch here, and it looked like, I might even attach a picture at the end of this, but it looked like somebody had taken to it with a crowbar or a pick or something to get the bodywork away from the wheel. So it was in really rough shape. The seam between the inner and outer wheel arch was all opened up, so road debris and mud had built up in the front and back. In between the two panels, there were great lumps of long dried mud inside the panel here, so fair bit of rust and damage there. This sill panel on this side you can see, once I hit it with the wire brush on the angle grinder and took the surface off, the metal came away as well, so a lot of rust through there. I've cut a piece out here just really to investigate the structure of the sill, because I could see that there's a triple seam here. So this side panel, it appears to be one piece that goes right, like this wheel arch is part of the same piece, and it goes right through the sill, all the way up to the front, and seems to finish at this seam, and it's contiguous right through the top side there, and the inside right down through here. Doesn't look like when they built these things, they gave it any coating at all when it was assembled, so a lot of surface rust in the hidden part. But I've cut that panel off, and the bit up the front here, this wheel arch has been lead filled probably early in the life of the car, and done quite badly, so it was not nicely shaped. It's the only part of the car that a magnet wouldn't stick to, so there doesn't seem to be any lead loading or bog anywhere else. And then in the front of the car, these have got the early model has a unique front panel. In all of the later models, there's a park light here rather than this vent, whereas on the early model there's a vent inlet there which is ducted to the interior of the car. So that panel, you'll see if I roll it over, it's quite badly rotted away. This is where the battery lives, under the front hood, and anything within cooey of the battery is really rotted away quite badly. Might be able to see, probably a better view from underneath, but I have absolutely zero bodybuilding, as in panel work experience, no experience whatsoever. I did some motor mechanicking very early in my life, so very comfortable building engines and rebuilding suspension and all of that sort of stuff, but the bodywork is a complete learning experience for me, so I'm learning as I go. Hopefully I'll learn as I go anyway, because I've got a lot to learn. The roof, this is not a full convertible. Some of them had a sunroof that folded all the way back to the top of the back seat. This one's got the half sunroof, so the roof panel, you can probably just make it out up on top of the cabinet, up on the mezzanine there. That's the roof panel that sort of bolts on here, and then there's a vinyl roof that fills in the rest of the cavity. All the glass was intact, and happily I got all of the glass out without breaking any of it. But I decided to mount it on a rotisserie to make life easier for myself. Bought the rotisserie second hand so that I can sell it on, hopefully get my money back for that whenever the project gets finished. And I've been working away at getting a lot of the body deadener, bituminous stuff off from underneath. I don't think any of that's original. Apparently they were just painted underneath, but the car's 65 years old, so what can happen in 65 years? Somebody's taken to the underside of it with a lot of tar. As you can see, I'm reasonably well equipped for a lot of stuff, but not for panel work, and I have absolutely zero knowledge of panel work. This is the quarter panel that I've taken off, and a lot of people said to me, look, it's a throwaway, you need to get a new panel, and new panels are obtainable, but I thought I've got nothing to lose by trying to learn some skills, so I've been working away at it, essentially with makeshift panel tools, and I'm making some progress on it. I may end up throwing it away in the end, but I'm learning as I go. So anyway, that's the Fiat, or the Tony. A lot of work to do, and I might keep things updated as we go.